Hey everyone, this is Brian Hatch, CEO and founder of Automate Big, and I'm excited for our training today. We are going to dive deep into some places that you probably haven't been and a lot of other people won't go. So we're going to go into the details to help you set up some really cool marketing campaigns. But first, as we get started here, I want to make sure that you recognize who this is for. I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I want to make sure that I'm helping the people that want the help. So first and foremost, if you are someone that's building a campaign, you know you need an online funnel. You know that you need something digitally to help you make sales, convert, and kick butt in your business, then you're in the right place. If you are maybe working on, you've had a product or service for a while and it hasn't quite hit its stride, you know that you could be doing better, and this is a great place for you to be as well as we build out these marketing campaigns. And maybe you're on a team, maybe you are a person that works under a marketing team or whatever it is, and you are working on the next product or service for your company, then this is a great place for you to be as well. And really, if you know that you need to get outside of like the referrals, like your business is generated and running on referrals, waiting for other people to give you business in order for you to make money, and you want to get away and be able to control your own destiny as it is with your business, then this is a great place for you to be as well. Now, just along with those that need to be here, there are people that don't need to be here. And I first want to just tell you, if you don't have a product or service to sell, you don't necessarily need to be watching this. This isn't really going to help you because you need to have something to sell in order to use this training for your benefit, okay? The other thing is if you want something for nothing, if you want some silver bullet strategy that doesn't require any effort, or you want someone else to do it for you and you don't want to do anything, then don't come here. Go somewhere else. This is about getting it right and recognizing that marketing is not something that just appears and works instantaneously. There are a lot of people out there that believe in Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite characters, but here's the deal. You're not going to get bit by a spider all of a sudden someday and then everything's going to work out perfect for you. That everything in your life is going to work out and all your marketing efforts are going to work out perfectly. You have to realize that it's going to take effort and energy and practice. And so that's why we're here today. So if you are ready to get trained and work on some things, here we go. Now, what happens in the marketplace that I think is really interesting, especially around marketing and generating online sales and online conversions, or conversions into a sales pipeline to talk to a sales rep or whatever the case is, whether you have a product or a service, is that this is what they tell you. They tell you that, look, you need to build an opt-in. Right? So you have your opt-in here, name and email, right? So you build an opt-in, sweet. And then you need to make sure you have a thank you page, right? Sweet, thank you, good, thank you page. Or a confirmation page, right? Give them what they asked for, sweet. Then you build a checkout page, right? So that's checkout. So you build those pages, right? Wonderful. Now you got to make sure you write an ad, okay? So write an ad. And on whatever platform, there are many of them on digital platforms you can use. So write an ad, okay? Once you've written that ad, make sure you launch that ad and so it provides traffic up here, okay? In addition, while you're at it, just go ahead and write an email. Whoa, that wasn't as good as I want it to be. Sorry for my penmanship, and my drawing abilities are pretty subpar. But, write an email. Write a few emails and make sure that it works for all of this, okay? And what happens is when you are taught this kind of thing, that, it's just easy. Just build an opt-in page and build a page like this and have someone check out. It's easy. Get people come here and they're going to go here and then they're going to make money and you're going to just have a vacation of a life in Hawaii the rest of your life, right? And although that sounds great and it's very simplistic and it's easy to teach, I have found that is so far from the truth. And that's what I want to be able to get in and talk to you today about, because if you've ever run one of these, if you've ever had a marketing team or you've purchased some kind of a system from another marketing team or a contractor, you're wondering why when you ran traffic to it, it didn't work out. Probably wondering, after spending thousands of dollars on your ads, why are my conversions as good as they need to be? I've been there. I've felt that pain of spending thousands of your own dollars and saying, wow, that didn't even convert anything that we were after. And maybe got us some opt-ins, maybe got some leads, but they were so low quality, it didn't work out. Maybe you got lost in all these people's definition of what you needed to do. And they said, whoa, use this software for this thing and use this plugin for that thing and use this little tech tool for this thing. And so they boost your conversions. And so you got lost in all this software mumbo jumbo out there, and you got lost in what you really need to be focusing on in your business. And so when that happened, you got frustrated and you stopped. Or maybe you're like some of the other people that you couldn't finish this process because you have the I can do that attitude in your business where I can do it like this and then I can do it like that. And it's kind of like the shiny object syndrome where you're always chasing after something new, and so you don't have a set thing you do for other people. And so it made it very difficult. It's like you are a moving target. And so when you tried something like this, you said it didn't work. Digital marketing doesn't work. Ads don't work, whatever it is. And when those frustrations hit you, and I've been there, what do? You go back to your default. You go back to what's easy in your business. Maybe what you were doing is relying heavily on referrals. So then you start taking more people out to lunch and having them generate referrals for you. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not naysaying that you shouldn't do that, but I'm saying you went back to what's easy for your business and you negated the digital marketing that could really change your world and change your business. So I want you to make sure you understand that today we are going to be working on exactly what you need to build to create a successful marketing campaign. Like if I want you to hear that very clearly. We are going to go through everything you need to make a successful marketing campaign run well, okay? And there are a lot of details, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna go into some pretty deep details here today, but I'm also gonna make use of your time wisely. Now, as we go through this, if those that want to stay to the end and actually go through my training, I have a special gift for you, and I wanna make sure that you get that. So just stay to the end, you're gonna learn some really cool things in this process so that you don't have to feel this frustration and go back to what's default and what's easy for you, and actually focus on the strategies to make you life-changing money in your business. And this goes along no matter if you have a product or a service, if you're a new team or if you're an old team, because I've worked with different people in different places and I've seen the results come no matter what position you're in your business. So here's the deal. When you are building these types of campaigns and you're doing this type of work, you have to realize that the people that are out there that you're trying to push or promote, the grand majority of them, one, they do not know you. Two, they do not get you. And three, they do not trust you. You need to make sure that you understand your audience. Now you might be thinking, who the heck is Brian Hatch and why is he talking to me about this? Well, I've been the guy behind the scenes pushing the buttons and pulling the levers for many entrepreneurs, phenomenal entrepreneurs that are in this business like Brendon Burchard, Dean Graziosi, Chris and Heidi Powell. I could go on and on about who I've been able to work with, Larry King, and other really big businesses, but I've also worked with businesses that you don't know who they are. You've never heard of them, but they're doing some really cool things. And I've learned from my failures, I've learned from my successes, and I want to make sure that you can learn from what I've had to go through and not have to stress about the other things, because here's the problem. I've seen so many people just like you say, I'm going to build the stuff. I'm going to build the page. I'm going to create the digital marketing assets. I'm going to create what I need to. I'm going to get after this in my audience. I'm going to start posting on social media. And you know how many of you actually get it done? Less than 10%. That in my experience, less than 10% of the people that say, I'm going to do this, actually go and do this. And so I am so sick of seeing people fail and struggle. And I'm telling you, I've worked with millionaire businesses that are still learning from mistakes, still learning from failures that they're doing, that they're working on. And I want to make sure that you don't have that same problem. Now, one thing that you need to note is that this training is different than what you've seen in other places. And I know we're going to get into it in just a moment, but I'm telling you, what most people give you is that real high-level overview crap that does not help you get from where you are to where you need to be in your marketing. And so if you've been to an online training, this is different. This is not the same, because we're going to dive in just a moment here to teach you all of the things you need to do to have a successful marketing campaign, okay? Now, that's important to note, but I want you to know why I've come down this path. You know, I've had campaigns that we didn't get the messaging right. We didn't even remotely get the messaging right, and it cost us dearly. I mean, I've lost relationships, I've lost friends, and I've lost business because of that messaging piece. In particular, one business, it was really, really difficult, and that messaging really made a difference and cost us a lot of money. Now, in another business that was very successful, working very well, they wanted to create a new product or service, and we spent a little bit more than $30,000 in efforts to create a new product or service. And that was a big failure. I mean, we had to scrap the whole thing after learning what we learned about the audience, because the audience didn't make the change, couldn't make the shift from where we were to where we wanted to go. And so that audience was a huge problem. So you've got messaging problems out there, you've got audience problems out there. But the other thing that happens is sometimes we use the wrong tactics. I've had another business that we worked on getting people to a live webinar, and we did that consistently over months, month after month after month. And that was a difficult process because they didn't know who they were, and that tactic didn't work for that particular business. And so between your message, your audience, and the tactics out there, you can get a lot wrong in this process. And so I want to make sure we're jumping in to help you get there. Now, I've also had successes. I'm not just the one-time, only failure guy here. I've had campaigns that we've run and gunned that in 4 months, we made $1.4 million for one of our clients. I've had another product that we worked on, a different tactic, a different strategy there within the marketing campaign, and launched over $4 million launch, and 1.7 of that came from just one little shift in the tactics that we used in that campaign. So there are a lot of successes that I've been able to be a part of and created, launches that have been very successful. And another company, which is not very big, in a year's time, 150K. And that was really, really life-changing for them. And so there's different levels of success, but it all comes down to you getting this right. So let's jump right in. So the first place we want to start in this building of your marketing assets and digital campaign is your sales page. There are many places we can work on and start, but again, if you don't have something to sell, you're in the wrong place. And if you do, this is the first place we want to start, is your sales page. And I'm making this big on purpose, but I want to make sure you know that I don't really care where you're building this. I have preferences, there's places that I like more than others, but if you have a software or a web page builder that creates a sales page that can put buttons on it, you're good to go. We're not looking for you have to have a special set of tools or softwares. You can do this by creating a sales page that is like on your WordPress site. This is on any landing page builder that you can have. Now, the sales page is very important. I'll put this, let's see, right here. Headline, okay? On your sales page, you want to make sure that your headline connects to the pain points of your audience, okay? There is a little bit of required work that you do through your audience, as I've talked about a little bit briefly, but your headline has to connect with the pain points of the people you're serving. Meaning, what are the frustrating things that they're going through that you need to capture and put here? A headline that says, "We're open for business," not good on a sales page. If you have a headline that says, "Did you know we're cool?" Not good headline. The headline needs to capture and hook them in a way that connects with their pain. So something they're frustrated with, something that's not going well, that obviously what you're doing on your sale, like your product or service that you are selling to them, solves for them, then you need to make sure that headline is very clear there. And again, it needs to focus on the pain or the frustration of your ideal or target audience, okay? So this headline is a key and critical component. You can find some headline generators online. Some of them are pretty good, some of them are pretty bad. If you just Google that, you'll find some headline generators out there that will give you an idea. But you can think of through like the tabloids, like the 3 ways to do this or the 5 ways to do that. Those things are helpful, but if those things don't also touch on the pain point of your audience, then that headline's not gonna serve you. Like generic headlines aren't gonna work if you're selling something, all right? Now, in the headline, that's the first piece that you want to make sure you do. The second part is that you have benefits. Benefits are not what everybody thinks. Like, you need to make sure you clearly state how your thing that you're going to sell them benefits their life, right? If you have a physical or very well-known product like a shoe or something like that, like everybody knows what shoes are, so it's not hard to say and you probably find out that most shoe companies don't talk as much about the benefits because they assume you already know the benefits of having shoes. But they still want to talk about the benefits of their particular shoe. Maybe it's for orthotics, or maybe it's for running, or maybe it's for something else different, right? But you want to talk about the benefits to your customer. Like how is their life going to be improved? How is their life going to be better? How is their stress going to go down? What are the benefits that you can offer them, okay? And that's got to be on your sales page. You have to focus. Anywhere you want to tell them about like what it is or how cool it is, focus on how it's going to benefit their life and you'll be better. Now, as part of that, you also want to look at proof, okay? Proof meaning that you need to have some kind of social proof. This is one of the reasons why Amazon took off like it did. You could say that I love this product, you could review it, and then now it's got 5 stars or 4 stars, and now other people are gonna be like, oh, I trust that other people that have already used this like it, I'm probably gonna like it too. So you need to have proof on your page in a way that shows testimonials. People that like you, love you, that have experienced your work, that have done something with you, or experienced your product, right? You wanna make sure you have some type of proof on this page. And I will tell you, even if you don't have perfect proof, like by way of testimonials, you can, one, call and get people to check out your stuff for free and then have them give you a review as payment, right? That's really cool. But secondarily, you can also do like an as seen on. Like if your proof says that you were on a show or you were featured in this magazine or you were, whatever it is, you can use that as proof as well if you don't have concrete testimonials from human beings, which are still preferred. Another one that you need to put on this page that a lot of people forget are objections. Objections. So objections, you need to make sure that you are addressing people's objections, okay? There are a number of reasons why people won't buy your product or service. And you need to know your target customer, why they wouldn't, and how to tell them why it's okay, right? So if you're expensive, you need to be able to explain like we're expensive because we work with high end or we're this luxury brand or whatever it is. Or someone says, I can't do this, I don't have the time to do it. Okay, you need to explain to them that actually if you don't make time for it now, you're gonna have to do triple the amount of effort in the future, right? You have to explain the top 3 or a couple objections that people have for your product or service and make sure that is on your sales page, okay? So make sure you outline what the objections of people are for your product or service, okay? Now the next piece of this is controversial, scarcity. Now a lot of these tactics can be used inappropriately, and a lot of people will use these tactics and these pieces inappropriately. I am all about authenticity. I'm about people like you that want to change the world, at least change your customers' world by giving them something that's going to be helpful and beneficial to their life, right? So scarcity is an important one. And what I mean by scarcity is if there's a limited number of them, like a product, that's helpful because then people feel like, I don't want to miss out, right? That's helpful. Now, if you're faking that, if you actually have thousands of units of product and you're telling them they'll have 10, that's, in my opinion, that's straight up lying. That's not cool marketing. You're one of the people that makes marketing bad for people. But I'm talking about scarcity in real factors. For example, if you only have so many appointments that people can book, right? Like a sales rep's calendar, if that's what you're selling, right? Scarcity can really work well. So like we only have a few appointments, or we only have so many hours to be able to do this, or we have an upcoming training date when it starts, right? There's a real true scarcity, and you have to make sure there's a countdown or something that lets them know like you've got to take action right now. Okay, so that's important. They have scarcity on the page. Now, independent of that as well, you want to make sure you have a guarantee. Probably didn't spell that right, but that's okay. Guarantee. Everybody's just used to it now in the marketplace that there's a guarantee. You can return everything on Amazon. You can return things in the store. No matter what you buy, you can return it and get your money back. And you need to make sure you're doing the same thing. So if you're selling something and you're not giving people a guarantee, they can at a minimum get their money back. Then we're not in good graces. So make sure you have a guarantee on your page, whatever it is, 30-day money back guarantee. Whatever it is you want to be able to do, and you're good from there. And then last, I recommend having a bonus. People want to get more than just what they were told they were going to get, right? So make sure you have a bonus on your page as well, because that will then give people an added incentive to take action now. With the scarcity and guarantee combined, you're in good graces here. What you need to do is make sure you have each one of these elements on your sales page to make sure your digital marketing campaign in its entirety works well, starting with the sales page. The next step in your digital marketing campaigns you need to make sure that is rocking and rolling. After we've talked about the sales page, is to come now to the lead magnet. Now, I'm not talking about the opt-in page, I'm talking about the lead magnet. Lead magnet is what you're giving somebody in return for their name and their email, or maybe their phone number, contact information in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're shipping them something out, right? But a lead magnet is what you're giving in order to get contact information and find a new lead. Like this is, how do we find the right people? Now, you can do this wrong and get a lot of problems, and this is probably what you've had happen in the past, is you had the wrong lead magnet that got droves of people in, but they weren't quality people, and so none of them bought. So why would you ever want to have thousands of leads that never convert, as opposed to hundreds of leads that do convert, right? Now, obviously we want both probably, but at the same token, I want to make sure we're focusing on your lead magnet. Now, the number one thing you want to make sure is in your lead magnet is value. Okay? What I'm meaning by that is that you want to make sure that you are adding value to their life. And here's the crux. In a way that your competitors won't even touch. Okay? Like most of your competitors won't even give away X. They won't even do Y. Like whatever it is in your business, you need to find that thing that you're like, well, I know that's one of my, but it's got to be valuable. It's got to be your gold nugget, something that's really good to you. Because if you don't give something good to them, it's going to be crap and free and just like everything else out there in the marketplace that is like, hey, give me your name and email and I'll give you this blah. And this blah doesn't change lives. And you do, and your business will. So let's make sure that that is valuable and very different than your competitors. I'm saying go deeper, do more. Send a book, send something in the mail, give them something of value, give them just something bigger than just tchotchkes, okay? That's important. Now, number two, very important thing that you want to make sure you remember in the lead magnet stage here is that you need to connect it with your end product or service, okay? So your end product or service, whatever that is, the lead magnet needs to connect very easily to it. It can't feel disjointed, right? It can't feel like you're teaching people how to create paper airplanes and then you're selling them shoes. What is that? Like a lead magnet has to connect with your end product. I know that sounds maybe like simple, but so many people don't do that correctly. Their lead magnet does not connect well with their ultimate offer. So make sure that is the case, okay? Another thing you need to make sure that you're taking care of in your lead magnet is instant gratification. We live in a world where people expect to get what you have for them right now. It's really difficult for people to forget. It's every day people see thousands of messages and are distracted by thousands of marketing pieces. Whether you know that or not, that's true. And so they don't always remember everything they're doing. So when you give them something, you need to give it to them now. If you don't do that, they will forget about you and likely you won't come up again in their feed or in their email inbox for days or weeks, which is very bad for your business. So make sure you're giving them instant gratification. Now, a couple really great examples of lead magnets that I like right now in the marketplace are challenges. Give them a challenge, like do something. If you have a service especially, give them a challenge to do something for 5 days or 3 days or 7 days and work with them to be able to improve. Right? So whatever it is that they're having frustrations around, give them a challenge and give them valuable content that allows them to get better, right? But other things that are really cool on lead magnets are just differentiate yourself from other people, and that's like send people physical product. Send them stickers or a box, or send them something that's valuable to them, right? But that is just different, okay? And if you do that, if you get people in and give them a valuable piece of content, your lead magnet will be awesome. So just remember that. You have to feel that your lead magnet is awesome, because if you don't think it's awesome, they won't either. So as you're going through your digital marketing campaign here and getting every one of these pieces hooked in so you can actually launch and make it work this time, one other piece that's really important is the opt-in page. Now, we've talked about the sales page, and while there are going to be some share-over similarities here, this is your opt-in. How's that? Opt-in, okay? Your opt-in is the page where people are going to go and see where they can give their name and email to get something from you, that lead magnet we just talked about, right? So here's another thing that's really important, and I know we talked about it before, but it's the headline, okay? The headline at the top of this page, I mean, it's equally important on the sales and on the opt-in page that we really hit the pain point within our headline. Hear me clearly, guys. I have done pages like this where we got done and the headline was there. We launched it and we tried it and it didn't work. And when we got the pain point hooked in here at a very deep level, it was better. Pain point meaning something that you normally look is wrong, or something that you're used to seeing is wrong, or people are telling you lies, or this problem is affecting more than just your heart. Whatever it is, you need to hook your headline into some curiosity factor, something that's like, whoa, what is that? But also you want to focus on making sure that you're talking about the pain point of your ideal customer. This is on the opt-in page, but the sales page is very similar, right? So you want to make sure you're doing that. Another thing that's important is each of the elements we talked about on the sales page could be applicable here, but typically you don't need your opt-in page to be as long. You don't need to be as drawn out. Your sales, you need to go through a lot of objections. You need to go through a lot of copy. In my opinion, it usually works better even if you have some subsets in your sales page. This opt-in page can be shorter. So I want to make sure that you have proof of some kind. We talked a little more about what that was. I want you to go back to that part of the training if you want to review it. But you do need proof, okay? This is testimonials. This is something that teaches people that, like, you are not a fly-by-night company. You are legitimate. You're awesome. And somebody else thinks they're awesome besides you. Obviously, you think you're awesome. Obviously, I think I'm awesome. But you have to believe that. And your customer or the person that's hitting this page has to believe that as well. And knowing, again, they don't know you, they don't get you, and they don't trust you. And so if you don't figure that out on this page, you're going to be in deep doo-doo after that. So you want to make sure you have proof on this page, okay? And then the other thing that's important that was on the other page as well is benefits. You must have your benefits drawn out here in a way that even if they're just simple 3 bullet points of what benefits people are going to get from not your end sales part. This is what they're going to get benefit from your opt-in, your lead magnet that we just talked about. So whatever the thing is you're going to give them, what's the benefit of them having that? And if you cannot define the benefit of your lead magnet, you need to start at lead magnet and work on that again, okay? So the benefit has to be really clear on this page. There are other elements that work on this page that are helpful. There's other tools you can use, other little tchotchke things that can help your conversions right. But this is what you need to do. Focus on this, make sure you have proof, and focus on the benefits. And you'll be in a lot better state than you are right now with your opt-in page. And this can be built on any platform, WordPress, Wix, Weebly, like any kind of site that you have out there. This will do, and this will work out really well. You should make sure you have a name and an email that you can pop in. And people ask me, do I need to have and you need to have a call to action. Okay, so a call to action. But I'm saying, what do you want that button to do? You can have either pop up and ask them for their name and email. That's my preferred method, as opposed to asking them for their name and email on this page. I find conversions go better if I let it pop up first and then ask them to give me their name and email, rather than having name and email on this page. Preference, recommend it, check it out. So now that you have each of the pieces of what you need to create for your digital marketing campaign here, we want to make sure we put it together with some glue. Okay, so you have your opt-in page, you have that worked out, you got that at least understood now, and you have a lead magnet, which is your confirmation page. You're giving them something instantaneously for what they've asked for. And then you have a checkout or a sales page that then takes them to a checkout where they can order and pay online or pay their credit card. Or you might have a separate call to action. Instead of it being from your sales page, it might not be checkout page. It might be book an appointment to talk to me or my sales team or whatever the case is, right? So those are synonymous here, but that's kind of the flow you've got. Now, how do we get that all to work together? Here's the piece that's really important to just note, okay? Is that you need to connect that with emails. And I recommend creating emails in buckets of 3. So if someone opts in, gives you their name and email, and they do not make it to the sales page or do not buy the thing you want them to buy or book a consultation with you or whatever, then you need to make sure you have 3 emails that say book a consultation or buy now, whatever it is. Make sense? Those 3 emails need to focus on where they've been, talk to the audience for the pain points they have, and go from there. Make sense? And the other part that's really important is ads. How are you going to be able to get traffic to this page? Okay? So your advertising is really extremely important, because that opt-in page way over here, you need to have people's eyeballs on it in order to get opt-ins, right? If you send a personal text message to everybody you know, that's only so many people. But you need to be able to use advertising, and I recommend looking at a platform that works for your audience. And so there's some research to do on that, but different audiences are better for different types of products. If you have Instagram, Facebook, right, YouTube, great places to advertise, but each one does a little different thing, and I recommend looking into that. But you need to have traffic, you need to have eyeballs going there to see it. And if you'll pick the right platform, you'll do a whole lot better. At this stage of the game, I want to make sure that you understand that I know you've been here for a little bit and you've gone through and learned some things. We're not quite done, but I want to make sure you understand and see that I want to give you real, true value. I don't want to just give you theoretical, like try to do this. And even then, I can't go into extreme detail on each one of these things, because I know you only have so many minutes in your day that you're going to actually dedicate to watching this, and I want to make sure it's good for you as well. So at this point, you've done some work, you've learned some things, but I want you to see how this puts it into practice. I had a client not too long ago that was launching a brand new product. Never had done it before. This person never done it before, and they wanted to launch it. And so what we did is we created this exact digital marketing campaign. We focused on the audience. We focused on the message that we had to them. We really understood who they were and why they were. And then we launched this exact process. Exactly. And what happened was we got a lot of success really quickly. I mean, within 30 days, we had several thousand people that were in, but several hundred people that were in the program that actually bought. And that was just a brand new product. Yes, it was a team that had been in existence and that they had some sort of a following, but there wasn't a big following. It was not even over 20,000 people. And so note that it doesn't have to have a massive product or a massive following in order to make these things work. But if you do it, you can actually make some really big changes in your business by following the process the right way. To build a digital marketing campaign online today takes a whole lot more than what everybody else is willing to admit. It's a whole lot more effort and energy to be able to create the pages necessary and work on all the tiny, minute details of those pages to make sure they convert well, they work well, and you get lost in all the different ideas that gurus have out there, and lost in all the tech platforms you could use to help boost conversions. It's just a lot to take in. And so if you want to get it right, I want to introduce you to my new Build It series. This is a series of phases that I actually go through with you live to work with you and build it. We actually build it. It's not an online course that says, hey, try it, figure it out, because I know that so many people have risen their hands and said, I want to fix this in my business. I'm sick of launching digital campaigns that don't work, or running ads that don't work, or getting lost in tech and learning 50 different software platforms to be able to make my business work. And I've seen that pain just diminish a business owner, even those that are successful, in a new campaign or something else they're trying to work on, because they were focused on the wrong things, and because they said, I'm going to do this, and they never get to it. And so this series is literally a step-by-step approach to getting it done, and you're doing that with me live, as opposed to it being some online platform where you don't get feedback. You don't understand if it's good or not good. And so we're going to go through that. Now, a lot of people say, well, Brian, look, I don't have time to get on. I don't have time to get on and learn this and go through this with you. Well, do you not have time? How many more times are you actually going to launch a campaign that doesn't work? How many more times are you going to spend thousands of your own dollars, of your business's dollars, and not get the payoff you're looking for, or not get life-changing money and results that you're looking for? How many more times are you going to do that to yourself? If you don't make time now, how are you ever going to get the time that you want to spend with your family, with your friends, with the things you want to do in life, instead of the grind of making your business work? Now, some other people say that, hey, I just want to have my team do this. Well, perfect. If you have a team that needs to do this, then have your team show up on the call. Have your team be there to be able to learn. And that way we can take care of individual concerns and questions right there on the training as we go through each phase of how to build a digital marketing campaign the right way. That way you get feedback, your team gets what they need, and you don't have to be involved if you don't want to be. So if your team's going to do this and you feel like that's the case, or you're wondering about that, then that's a great way to do this. The other thing is that some people come to me and say, look, Brian, I just want somebody else to do this. I don't want to look at it. Not my team. I want to pay somebody else to do this. Now, I have been in the digital marketing campaign space for a long time. I've been a contractor to work with some really great brands and some great people over the years. And I'll tell you what, the ones that are involved in their business, the ones that actually get in and dive in and learn at least the foundational pieces of their business on the marketing side, win. Even the CEO that doesn't really want to be the marketing guy, if he dives in and learns what I'm teaching here, that guy has made massive shifts in his business. I've seen that happen for business I've run with. And so I want to make sure you understand that if you don't want to be touching this, this is still a great program for you, because you'll learn the foundation that allow you to speak into it clearly so that the campaign is built correctly. We want to make sure that you get that right. So what is the Build It series? It's 5 phases of live interaction with me to go over a digital marketing campaign in its entirety to make sure you can launch and scale. Now, the 5 phases you'll be jumping into is, number 1 is your sales page and your checkout page. We're going to be diving in for 2 straight hours to teach you and train you about what needs to happen. You'll have homework ahead of time, be able to go through and actually build the page, build the sales page, build the checkout page so that you can launch it for your business. There's no page that's more important to a business than their sales page and their checkout page. That's why we do that first. The second phase of the process is to go through your lead magnet. Now, as we talked about, lead magnets are what you give up in exchange for content information for a person. And so that lead magnet needs to really be tailored to your audience. So we dive into that for another 2 hours live to go over any feedback you have and actually accomplish your lead magnet. Make sure it's built out. The third piece of this program is to work into your opt-in page. We need to dive in and make sure your opt-in page has the right message to get to the right audience. Because if you don't get the right audience, you'll get the right message, then you'll get a lot of leads that don't ever convert into sales. And so I want to make sure we get that in phase 3. Phase 4, we dive into the email sequence and the automation to make sure that everything is being followed up with that will work for your business, so that you don't have to stress about some manual person pushing buttons, but they're actually getting followed up with in an automated way to take care of your prospects, the people that are looking to buy. The fifth phase is we dive into your ads and your traffic. We really make sure that we got the ads dialed in. We create ads. Like, we're actually doing this, guys. This is not some training program that you're going to listen to me speak about things, even like you may have seen from me in the past, and you go do it. No, we are doing it together. And so when you do these 5 phases, you'll be able to complete a successful digital marketing campaign, and I'm excited to have you in there. Now, the total price on that to be able to get in, now we've sold this same piece for over $6,000, but when we look at each of those pieces, it comes out to $5,200 total value to go through each one of those 5 phases. Now, I want to make sure that we're getting you access to this in a good way, in a positive way that actually gives you what you're after for a price point that you can stomach. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut it by 48%, and the whole thing, the absolute whole series, is $2,497. That comes out to just under $500 per phase to build out your whole digital marketing campaign. I mean, that is massive value, because these assets are there perpetually forever for you to just keep shoving traffic to and making money. And so for less than $3,000, you get a whole marketing campaign. But guess what? I'm going to do better than that, because I want to make sure you're seeing this in doses, because I recognize you might not know me or recognize who I am or what I've done. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to give you a special price that if you pick one phase that is most valuable to your business at this time, whichever phase is like, I got to really nail that, I really got to dial that in right now, I'm going to give you that one phase for $147. That is a massive value. That is what we've given this to other clients. They would kill me to see this, that we're giving it to you for such a cheap opportunity to be able to build it with us. And so I want to make sure that you know that I'm going to be there for you every step of the way. That you're going to get live feedback, you're going to get homework, you're going to get this process actually built instead of thinking about it, instead of wondering if it was good. I'm going to give you the stats, I'm going to give you the details, all the little minute details that it's just no easy way to do that in a quick 5 or 10 minute video. I want to make sure you're getting that value and it's making a difference in your business. Now, I know that you have a lot going on in your business. I'm not naive to that fact, and you have a lot to do and you have a lot to accomplish if you want to build a marketing campaign like I've outlined here. But you have to realize that there are so many people that are waiting for you. And what I mean by that is there are people that need your product or service, that it will change their life, that it will make a difference in their life. And if you don't get your marketing right on the digital front, you are going to be left so far behind, it's going to be laughable in 3 years from now. I am so sick of seeing businesses work their tail off. And I'm saying, I've got people that are making millions of dollars, but they're only making it because of their referrals, or they're only making it because of some lead flow that's coming in that they don't control. I want to make it so you have control over your business. And there are so many thousands of business owners out there that I've seen raise their hand and say, I want to fix this in my business. I want to create a marketing campaign that's going to work for my company and make me money in a different way than I've ever made before. And guess, there's so few of those businesses that actually go and do it. They might go to a marketing campaign, they might go to a marketing team, they might go to an agency and say, help me do this, but then they don't engage and they don't get it done. I'm going to help you get it done. We're going to get it done. So why don't you go ahead and click the button below, pick which phase you're after that you want to be able to tackle, and you get to go through a single phase for $147. I'm really excited for you to get in there and be a part of this with us. We're going to change your business. We're going to change how you change the lives of the customers you have. And so what I'm going to do, in addition to what I've already done, I'm going to give you 2 extra bonuses on top of all of the phases. You get to pick one of them for $147 right now. But I'm also going to give you the ultimate guide to your audience and message, which is a framework to teach you how to get your message right and how to make sure you're tackling and talking to the right audience in a way that performs better for your marketing. And I'm also going to give you a workbook that teaches you the anatomy of an email, so you can get your emails up to speed. Even though a lot of people think that emails are dead, that's where the money is made, is still in email marketing, and to make sure that you're getting that right. So what you're going to get, I want to remind you, phase 1, you get, that's the checkout page, your sales page, worth $1,040. You're going to get phase 2, which is your lead magnet. That's worth $1,040. Third one is your opt-in page. We're going to be diving into that deep. That's $1,040 value. And then you go into the emails is phase 4, and we're going to go into your ads and traffic phase 5. Those are live trainings with me to be able to go over what needs to happen for your business, and you'll be able to get access to me right there, feedback right there live, and we're going to go through that process in a couple hours, each one of those phases. That's the whole phase, right? And now I'm going to give you the added bonuses that I just mentioned. And I'm also going to let you, today though, You get to pick one of these phases instead of paying $2,497 like other people have to do. You can pick one of the phases for $147. So you can try it, get an idea of how it's going to work for your business, and I'll show you how it can make a massive change to your business. And that way, change the life of your business and your customers' lives forever. Thank you for staying till the end of the training. And I recognize that you heard me say at the beginning of this training that if you stayed to the end, I would give you a free gift, a valuable one that's going to help your business. And one, I am going to absolutely do that. To make sure you do, I'm going to give you the marketing campaign workbook that goes over all the details that we kind of described. I want to make sure that you have that you know the framework and all of my notes that I would have you know in regard to what we've talked about. So you get that for free. All you have to do is email us at support@AutomateBig and ask for your marketing campaign workbook, and we'll send it to you free of charge. All you got to do is email us. And I'm looking forward to talking with you soon, helping your business succeed. I know that we can do that, and I'll talk to you soon. My name is Brian Hatch, CEO and founder of Automate Big, and today's training is just another small way to automate big.